Great, so taking a comfortable seat, inviting your breath through and taking your hands to your heart, please. Closing your eyes and tuning into your breath with an inhale, lengthening through the spine. And as you exhale, softening down through your shoulders to the ground below. Breathing with deep, big, generous breaths, filling up with an inhale. And exhale, drawing lower belly in, yoking your core. Allowing your breath to fill up and inviting fresh energy as you exhale, cleansing, allowing the air to let go of any tension. And keeping that going with your breath as you circle round, taking big equanimous breaths with equal inhale and exhale. And your sound breath, your ujjayi breath, as you close your mouth, creating the sound through your nostrils. With an inhale, smoothing the air in, and as you exhale, smoothing the air out. Today's class will be focusing on our shoulders and our neck. The back of our neck and shoulders, our trapezius muscle. It's just allowing your breath to wash down the back of your throat for a few breaths. As if you could inhale from your heart to your throat and exhale from the back of your throat down to your heart. Keeping that going with an inhale from your heart to your throat and an exhale from your throat down to the back of your heart. As if you're washing any cleansing energy away and washing your heart from the front of the heart, refreshing, from the back of the heart, letting go. Taking 2 more breaths just with your normal rhythm. And then let's hold the breath with an inhale after the count of 4 as we inhale for a count of 4, holding the breath for a count of 8, sealing this energy into your heart, to your lungs, to all of your internal organs and cells. Exhale for a count of 8, so it's double the count of the inhale to hold and to exhale. Inhale for a count of 4 again, filling up, lifting your heart. Retaining your breath, holding the breath in, kombucha, as you hold the breath in, sealing this energy in. And then exhale for a count of 8, letting go, easing out. And we'll take 1 more round with an inhale, count of 4, filling up to the top of your head, the crown. Holding the breath in for a count of 8. And glowing with light, rooting down to the ground. Exhale for a count of 8. And letting that go. Releasing your hands, let's take some wrist circles, round one way and round the other. Taking your hands to the back of your head, interlace the fingers and just tilt your head down so your chin tucks into your chest. And then inhale, lift the elbows, lift the chest, lift your gaze up, pressing through, lengthening up through your spine. Exhale, dip the chin to the chest again, draw lower belly in. Inhale, lift up your chest, lift the elbows, lift your head. Exhale, coming in again one more time as you round slightly and draw up through your lower belly. Inhale, lifting up the elbows, lifting chest, lifting gaze. We'll keep the left elbow where it is, drop the right hand to the ground and lift the left elbow up higher. Reaching up through this left side, press hips down and grounding with the sit bones. And then lengthen your left hand above your head, big diagonal stretch. Feel the left shoulder easing back, softening. Taking your left hand to right knee, turn towards your left shoulder and look round into a twist for 2 more breaths, please. With an inhale to lift, and an exhale to turn. And then coming back to center, let's take the hands up to the sky, interlace them behind the head again, dropping your left hand to the ground, lift the right hand to the right elbow. Pressing this right elbow up, soften the right shoulder back, the right ribs, lifting up through your heart. Inhale, stretch the hand above the head, long diagonal, reaching to the fingertips, lighting up. Soften the shoulder back again, lift your heart. Exhale, take the hand to your left knee and looking over your left shoulder as you turn into the twist. Inhale here. Exhale to soften around. And taking one more breath, please. As you inhale to center, draw the hands up over the head, reaching up. Let's interlace the fingers, press the palms of the hands up and the heels. Feel the shoulders lifted, the back of the shoulders. As you inhale, lift up to your palms again. And then exhale, take the hands in front of your heart with them interlaced palms, pressing out. Inhale, take the palms towards you, round the back, and look down, tilt the pelvis. Exhale, press the hands away, palms facing forwards. Inhale, bring the palms towards your heart, round. Once more, exhale, press the palms away, stretching through the arms, looking forwards. Great. Let's ease our hands down and come onto tabletop, hands to the ground, knees under hips, please. Spreading all the fingers, press the pads of the hands down as usual, and let's just move forward and back over our wrists, warming the wrists up, stabilizing them, and weight bearing really helps with arthritis, as we know, and osteoporosis, carpal tunnel. One more rock backwards and forwards, and then we'll take the back of hands down to the mat. This can be one at a time, spreading the fingers, pressing the fingertips and thumbs down equally. Or you can take both hands down to the mat, fingers turn to the knees, maybe a little rock forward and back as well to stretch through your forearms and the front of the wrists. Take it back onto our hands, come up onto your fingertips, and then exhale, press the palms down to the mat. Inhale, come up onto your finger and thumb tips. Exhale, press the palms down. One more time, bending the knuckles forwards as we usually do, and the elbows slightly. Exhale, press the palms down. Looking forwards now, let's take our right foot behind, step it to the back of the mat, press the toes down. Feel through this leg line, noticing the heel, lifting through your quad, lift core, lift shoulders. Inhale, lift the left hand forward, maybe staying with the foot down, or lift the foot up into the air parallel with the ground, tiger stretch. Notice the toes and angle them down to the floor to lift up through your inner thigh. Exhale, we draw elbow to knee, the legs lifted. Inhale, reach the hand and foot away again. Twice more. Breathing with your breath. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to draw it into your core. One more time. Inhale to stretch away. Exhale to draw it in. Inhale, take the hand and foot long again, stretching, and then perhaps taking that hand back to the foot. Hook the hand to the foot and lift the knee up into your thigh stretch. If you don't get the foot, you can reach the hand back and press the foot to the back of the mat and enjoy a nice twist. We'll then all come into this twist, letting go of the foot, reaching the left hand back and looking round. Exhale, press the left hand down, turn the right heel to the mat and the right hand up to the sky into your side plank stretches. 3, threading this hand underneath. As you exhale, thread it under. Inhale, reach it high. Twice more. Exhale, under. Inhale to reach high. Once more. Exhale, under. Inhale to reach high. Maybe coming up into your mini half moon, pressing the legs straight to the ground, lifting the right hand up as well. And maybe taking that hand back to the foot to hook the foot, the thigh stretch as you Peel back the right shoulder or staying in that mini half moon or your half plank. One more breath. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Let's press back to child's pose. Walk the hands forward. Have a breath through the back of the body, breathing deep to the back of the lungs, the back of the hips. Maybe coming up onto your fingertips to stretch the sides of the upper arms, the shoulders more. And then coming back to tabletop. Let's step the left foot to the back of the mat, tuck the toes under, press through this leg line. Heel is pressing away to the back of the mat. Activate your shoulders, your core, lifting the shoulder girdle up slightly. Inhale, reach the right hand forward and maybe the left foot off the ground, hovering in your tiger stretch, or the left toe still pressing to the mat. 3 inhales as you exhale into your center. Inhale, stretch away. Keep that going. Exhale into center. Inhale, reach away. Exhale in. And inhale, reach away. Exhale, take the hand to the back. Maybe it reaches to the foot and you hook the foot. Feel the thigh stretch if the hand's just reaching back. Maybe the toes press down and you look round to the right. We'll all take the toes down now, look round to the right. Feel the stretch through. And then exhale, taking your right hand to the right outer edge of the mat, maybe coming into your half plank, left foot goes to the back of the mat, left heel down, left hand up. Then taking the left leg parallel to the ground, your mini half moon, reaching up to the fingertips, staying there or hooking the hand to the foot, finding the thigh stretch, peeling back the left shoulder, or you can stay in that first variation of your side plank. Exhale, turning the hands down and the knees. Going back to child's pose, lengthening the hands forward. Let's take both hands over to the right side, pressing the left hip towards left heel. Soften the shoulders, the face, breathe through the back of the body again. Taking the hands all the way over to the left side now, pressing your right hip to right heel, stretching through this right side. Inhale, coming back to center. We'll move to cobra and then child's pose. So with an inhale, lengthening forwards, lifting heart, softening shoulders back, press to the toes in cobra. Exhale, take the hips back to child's pose. 3 more times. You can go low to make it stronger, or staying in a tabletop variation where you lift forwards and then lower the hips to make it a little bit easier on your upper arms. As you exhale, pressing back and inhale forwards. And one more time, please. Feeling with your breath through the movement, flowing with embodied breath. With an inhale, lengthen forwards to cobra, and then we'll just stay here, looking round towards one foot, and then to the other foot, have a little sway, like a snake coming out of the basket. And then coming up onto tabletop, let's take our forearms to the ground for Sphinx, lowering the hips, lower onto the front of the thighs and have a little shuffle to the front of the legs. So there, press to the toes, lengthen from the toes to the crown of your head. Soften shoulders back. Notice your neck now. We'll take one ear to one shoulder, just easing through the other neck side. Inhale to center and then drop the other ear to the other shoulder. Doing that one more time, each side please. Just moving with your own breath and your own rhythm. And then coming to center, looking down, let's lift the hips up into a parallel level to the ground. Look to the knees, feel your core. Inhale, looking forward, lengthen from toes to the crown of the head. Twice more, exhale, lifting up, looking to the knees, firm your shoulders. Inhale, looking forward, soften the shoulders back, lift heart. Exhale, lifting up, feel your core. Inhale, lengthening forwards through the leg line and the back, the spine lifting each vertebra to the crown of the head. Let's soften down now, so we're coming down onto our crocodile, cross the forearms, take the feet, swaying them above the legs from side to side, please. Take your left forearm on top of your right. Move the toes so that the toes are flexed to the ground and the legs are equal. Let's lift the right elbow up and down, just weighting your head on the top forearm, feeling into your shoulder blades, and the right shoulder lifting and lowering. Just for 5 lift and lowers with this elbow 5 times. And then switching the forearms, weight the other forearm on top, the right one now, lifting the left elbow up and down. Feel into this left shoulder blade. Relaxing your face and your jaw. One more breath. As you exhale, take the hands underneath your shoulders, firm the elbows in and the toes down to the ground. Use your core strength to press the ground away, up into tabletop, and then let's lift our knees up for downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs, pressing one heel down as the other knee bends, and go to the other side. Lift up through the armpits as you engage the hands, pressing all the fingertips and thumbs down. Feel the thumbs and the little fingers. Lift up through the outer seams of the arms to the armpits, not pressing the shoulders back in their girdle, but lifting up. Feel the core lengthen through. Let's pause and lift one foot up, circling the ankle round one way and then the other. And then taking that foot down, circling the ankle round the other way, on this foot and then the other. Take the feet down. Feet are hip distance apart. Let's sway the heels over to the left, bend the left knee, press the right heel to the ground. Sway the heels over to the right, bend the right knee, press the left heel to the ground. Feel the stretch through. Inhale to center. We're going to touch opposite shin with opposite hands. So we're going to move the feet slightly further forward. The heels can even be down on the ground or slightly lifted. Touch one hand to opposite shin and then go to the other side. Building our strength in our arms and our shoulders. Keep that going. One hand to opposite shin and go to the other side. And ending on the opposite side you didn't start with. Let's walk the feet forward now to forward fold, hanging in ragdoll style, hands to opposite elbows as you sway from side to side. All the weight dangle, out of your shoulders, out of your head, relaxing the back of the neck. Maybe softening your jaw and having a wide jaw from side to side. Relaxing all the way through the body and relaxing the weight to the front of the feet, bend the knees slightly, lift up through the pelvis, lift the inner thighs. One more breath, maybe shaking your head lightly, yes and no. And then we'll look down to the right foot, coming up over the right side of the body with an inhale, reach the hands up overhead, lengthen, looking up. Exhale, bend the left knee and lower down over the legs, bending both knees. Inhale, lift up over the left side, reaching the hands up. Exhale, down over the right side as you bend the knees, lowering. Inhale, lifting right side, up to the sky, looking up. And exhale, we'll lower last time to the left. Inhale, reach up to the top, interlace your fingers, index finger pointing up. Move the feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Lengthen through the side bodies, lift the shoulders, lifting gaze. Maybe lifting your heels up a bit so that they're hovering off the ground and you're on your tiptoes. Reaching up to the top fingers. And then exhale, lowering the heels. Let's lower down into a forward fold with the feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Press the shoulder blades towards each other softly. Ease the back of the neck, relax the jaw and the face. Pressing the hands up or lower them to your lower back if you need to. Bend the knees again. Feel the inner thighs, the pelvis, the glutes. And then inhale, we'll lift up to chair with these wide feet, reaching the hands forward, press the hips back. Exhale, come up to standing. Move the feet a bit closer together so they're hip distance apart now. We'll do chair once more like this, reaching the hands forward, sink the hips back. Press to all feet, lengthen through, soften the shoulders down the back. One more breath, lifting through core. And then exhale, coming up to standing. Let's interlace the fingers behind the back. Take the hands over to your left side. Tuck the left elbow in. Press to both feet, maybe spreading the toes and pressing the toes down. Feel into your right shoulder, easing back. And then let's take the hands over to the other side, taking the right elbow in, feel the left shoulder, easing through, maybe spreading the toes and pressing them equally down to the ground. Letting go of the hands, circling one hand round, backwards, and finding any clicks around the shoulder to smooth out those clicks. Smoothing out the tension. One more time with this arm. And then going to the other arm, smoothing that round. Circling, easing out the tension. Great, let's come to the front of our mats for our sun salutations. Hands to your heart, pressing to your feet, firm the legs, close your eyes, lift up through your core as if you're zipping up from Mula Bandha, pelvic floor, all the way up through your spine, through your core line. Lengthen to the crown of the head. Soften your heart, your shoulders and face. Setting your intention for your practice. And this can be for the day, for the week as well. And as our class is focused on our shoulders and our neck, maybe that can be to let go and soften as much tension away from your shoulders and neck as possible. Start with sun salutation A with a lunge. Inhale, reach the hands overhead, looking up, press to feet. Exhale, bend the knees, lower down into your forward fold. Inhale, look forward to your flat back, hands can come to shins or knees. Exhale, hands down, stepping back with right foot, right knee down. With an inhale, reach the hands up, press to foot and shin, lift up. Exhale, hands down, stepping back to plank. Press through, lift through shoulders and core. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, elbow in as you lower. Inhale, sweep the heart forward for cobra. Toes are flat to the ground. Exhale, tucking toes, lifting up, downward facing dog. Check in with your fingers and thumb again, all the knuckles and the pads pressing down, the knuckles slightly bent forwards as you're clawing the mat. In this down dog, let's take the feet a bit wider off the sides of the mat, press the heels down and lift the hips up and back. Feel the spread across the lower back, decompressing your lower spine. Lengthen with your breath. One more big breath, please. Taking the feet back to neutral on the mat. Inhale, reach right foot up to the sky. Exhale, draw the knee in, step the foot forward as you press off that back foot. Inhale, lifting hands up into your low lunge. Lengthening, feel front of the left hip. Exhale, hands down, stepping forwards with an inhale, looking forwards, lift up halfway. Exhale, folding in, lift core. Inhale, rise up to the top, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, forward, fold down again. Inhale to look forward and lengthen, lift lower belly. Exhale, hands down, stepping back with left foot, left knee down, or you can choose high lunge if you want to power up. Hands together or interlacing the fingers, index finger pointing up. Soften shoulders and neck again. Exhale, hands down, stepping back to plank. Press through, gazing forward slightly to keep the neck long. Exhale, knees, chest, chin as you lower down, elbows in. Inhale, sweep the heart forward, soften the shoulders back for cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. 3 more big breaths, and in this down dog, you can take the hands wide if you like. Turn the fingers out at a diagonal. Feel through the inner seam of the arms to the armpits again, lifting the shoulders up slightly. 1 more breath, please. Pressing to the heels, lifting the hips and the legs. Taking the hands back to neutral. Inhale, lift the left foot up to the sky. Exhale, draw the knee in, step it forward, top of the mat. Low or high lunge, your choice, reaching hands overhead. Interlace index finger, lifting through core, looking up. Exhale, hands down, stepping forwards with an inhale, looking forwards, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold, lift lower belly. Inhale, rise up to the top, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, folding down again. Inhale to look forwards and lengthen. Exhale, stepping right foot back into lunge, low or high lunge, your choice again. Reaching hands overhead. Let's drop the left hand to the back of the right thigh. Lift up to the fingertips, press to the feet. 1 more breath. Inhale to the top. Exhale, hands down. Stepping forwards, stepping back, to plank. With an inhale, press the ground away. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, elbows in or chaturanga as you lower. Inhale, sweep the heart forward for cobra, upward facing dog, knees off the mat. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. 3 more big breaths. This time we're going to grab the sides of the mat and press the hips back. Bend the knees slightly to feel into the inner thighs lifted, the lower back. Getting nice room here, decompressing the lower spine. Feel the knees bent a bit more, take the inner thighs back more, lengthen through, lift through your shoulders, ease the neck. Taking hands back to neutral, shoulder width apart. Inhale, lift the right foot up to the sky. Exhale, draw the knee in, step it forward again. Low or high lunge, your choice. Reaching the hands high. Exhale, we drop the right hand to back of left thigh. Lift left hand up, looking up. Lift core and heart. Exhale, hands down, stepping forwards with an inhale. Looking forwards, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to the top, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, forward fold down again. Inhale to lengthen to your flat back. Exhale, hands down, stepping left foot back, low or high lunge, your choice. Reaching hands high again. Let's drop the right hand to the back of the left thigh once more. Inhale, reach the left hand high, and then take the left elbow to outer right thigh. Maybe the hands stay towards the hip, or hands to the heart, or the fingers and thumb tips pressing together in Hakini Mudra, lifting this right elbow and right shoulder back. 1 more breath. Exhale, hands down, stepping back to plank. With an inhale, press the ground away. Exhale, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga as you lower. Inhale, sweep the heart forward for cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to down dog. 3 more breaths. You can rest in child's pose anytime that you need to. Feel the center line through from the palms. Hastabandha lifting up through the hands to the armpits and the shoulders. Feel the center line of the legs from your feet, your inner soles, inner arches. Padabandha lifting to the inner thighs. 1 more breath, please. With an inhale, lifting left foot up to the sky. Exhale, step the foot forward, low or high lunge, your choice. Reaching up, looking up. Exhale, dropping left hand down, right hand reaches up. Exhale, take the right elbow to the outer left thigh, hands to the hip, or hands to your heart prayer, or Hakini Mudra again. Feeling the left elbow moving back, left shoulder back, looking round. Inhale here. Exhale, hands down, stepping forwards with an inhale, looking forwards, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold, lift lower belly. Inhale, rise up to the top, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, we'll fold down again. This time we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back again. Cross the hands the opposite way, so opposite index finger and thumb on top as you interlace. Pressing the hands up. Soften the shoulders as much as you can. Feel the back of the neck soft as well with your awareness, your intention. One more breath, bending the knees slightly, active inner thighs and glutes. Taking the hands down, let's step back to plank now. Press the ground away in your plank. Exhale, lowering all the way to the ground. 3 wide cobras, hands are wide onto the fingertips. Bend the knuckles forward. Notice your thighs and wriggle to the front of the thighs. Feet are flat. With an inhale, lengthen and lift up for your cobra. Lifting heart, soften shoulders back. Exhale to lower. Keep that going. Inhale to engage. Press the toes to the back. Active glutes. Exhale to lower. Once more, inhale to rise up and exhale to lower. Inhale, take the hands under shoulders, your choice up to plank or back to child's pose. Turn the toes down to the mat, active elbows, press the ground away to plank or child's pose and lift up to down dog. Have a pedal out in your down dog when you're ready. And then we'll step the feet together, back of the mat, big toes touching. Inhale, lift right foot up to the sky, bend the right knee, look under right upper arm. Press the left heel down into your scorpion dog. Circle the right ankle round one way and then the other. Hands are balanced. With an exhale, we'll draw the knee in. Your choice, you can do knee to elbow and lift the foot up to the sky 3 times through the center line with the knee up to the sky. Or we're just going to hover the knee into the center and hold it there. One more breath. Maybe the knee over to left upper arm if you're doing that 3 times like we usually do drills. Exhale, step the foot forward, top of the mat, ground down the left heel, reach the hands above the head. Touch the palms together and then drop the hands to the back of the head. Elbows up. Square the body but soften as well. Feel the back glute and the back heel pressing down in your warrior 1. One more breath. Exhale, open the arms out, warrior 2. Let's take the hands behind the back, squaring the forearms. Soften the shoulders back. Check to see your right big toe in your warrior 2. Do spiraling inner thighs as well. And the head's balanced, shoulders over the hips. There's softness as well. Check which forearm is on your back and then we switch to the other side. Switching the hands around as well, which can feel weird. Draw the shoulders back softly again. Inhale, reach the hands wide. Arms shoulder height. Inhale, lift the right hand up to the sky. Exhale, right forearm to thigh, left arm over. Twice more for your dancing warrior. Inhale, reach right hand high. Exhale, right forearm to thigh, left arm over. Once more, inhale, press to the feet. Exhale, staying in your side angle now. Forearm to thigh, left arm over, or you choose your options like usual. Left hand around the back, maybe right hand to the ground. Maybe taking the bind, wrapping the arms around the leg. Everything aimed to the center line. Peeling back the left shoulder wherever you are. One more breath. Press to the feet, land into the crown of the head. And then exhale, turn the body to the ground, stepping back to plank. You can have your one leg lift if you like, lowering through your own way. Inhale, sweeping the heart forward for cobra up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Have a pedal out or rest in child's pose if you need to. We'll go to the other side after 2 more breaths. Have a sigh, checking into your alignment, your breath. Stepping the feet together, back of the mat, please. Inhale, lifting left foot up to the sky, bending left knee, looking under left upper arm slightly for scorpion dog, pressing right heel down towards the mat, circling the left ankle round one way and then the other. Find this stretch through the left side, hands are balanced. And then we'll do core activation, taking left knee to left upper arm. Inhale, reach the foot high to the sky. Twice more, or you can hold it to your center, just hovering there. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crossing over to right upper arm. Inhale to reach the foot away. Exhale, step the foot forward, top of the mat, grounding right heel, warrior one, as you reach the hands overhead. Feel the back glute, the back heel, taking palms together, take the hands to the back of the neck. Squaring the body, but not forcing anything, softening shoulders and neck, looking forwards. One more breath, please. And then exhale, opening warrior two. Hands wide, shoulder width apart. Check to see left big toe, crossing arms around the back again. Cross the forearms, feel the elbows, crossing feet. Check in which forearms crossing near the back, and then we'll go to the opposite side. Firm the feet, lift the heart, soften shoulders and neck. Inhale, reach the hands wide, shoulder height. Lengthen, lifting left hand on your next inhale up to the sky. Exhale, left forearm down, right hand over for your dancing warrior. Inhale, reaching left hand again. Exhale, left forearm down, right arm over. Once more, inhale to reach high. And exhale, left forearm down, right arm over for your side angle, Paschimottanasana. Feeling into this right hand, whether it wants to be extended or wrapped around, the left hand lowered, taking your bound warrior if that's available to you, feeling back the right shoulder, looking up and pressing to both feet. Staying with that first option or anything that's most comfortable for you. One more breath. And then exhale, hands down. Stepping back to plank, maybe one leg lift again. Exhale, lowering knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale to rise to cobra up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Have a pedal out or rest in child's pose. Again, your choice. Listen to your body, breathing through, big autonomous breaths. Let's step the feet forward in down dog a little bit way up the mat so the heels are down on the mat. Take opposite hand to shin, and this time we'll stay for an extra breath and just look under this upper arm, stretching through. Take that hand down above the head, back to neutral, and switch to the other side. Staying for an extra breath on this side, looking under the upper arm slightly. And coming back to neutral, take the feet back to your full length in down dog. Step the feet together, back of the mat again. Inhale, lifting right foot up. Bend the right knee for scorpion dog, looking under right upper arm. Flexing the right foot, you can circle it round again if you like that. Or just staying with it flexed. Press the left heel to the ground. One more breath. And we're going to choose side plank or wild thing. Side plank, the foot just steps behind the left. Maybe you have your left knee down to help you. Wild thing, we step the right foot behind, the left hip distance apart, turn the heart up, lift right hand over the head, lift left shoulder as well. Exhale, right hand down. Come up into a plank with the right knee lifted into the body. And then kick the right leg out to the left. Both legs are straight. Lifting hips, lift sideways. For rock star, lift left hand high. Exhale, left hand down to the mat. Lift the right knee into the body again. And then up to the right upper arm, down to the lower arm, and to the mat for pigeon. Walk the left foot back slightly. Look and check that the leg is straight, so there's no buckling of the ankle. The toes are aimed down. Let's do 3 lower downs. Hands are wide. Onto the fingertips, bend the knuckles like in wide cobra. Inhale, lengthen, looking up. Exhale, bowing halfway, drop through lower belly. Inhale, rising up, center hips and tailbone. Exhale to lower down. One more time. Inhale to rise up. And exhale to lower all the way now. Maybe onto your forearms or walking the hands forward above the head. Checking with the breath again, breathing with big, deep, generous breaths to the back of the lungs, the back of the hips, lengthening to the left toes into the fingertips. One more breath, softening your shoulders and your neck. And then we'll come up slightly halfway. Thread the left arm underneath the right and take the right hand over the head for our twisted pigeon. Feel into the center of your glute, your piriformis on your right side, your right glute. Maybe this right hand stays over the head or it wraps around the back. And maybe with it wrapped around the back, it can find the foot underneath or it just rests on the hip. You've got the foot, first 2 fingers and thumb to the big toes. Softening the right shoulder back if you have the arm wrapped around. One more breath. And then slowly pressing the ground away to come up into your half lift again. Lifting up through your heart. Press the fingers to the ground. Staying here, or take the left hand flat to the ground, reach the right hand back towards the foot and pull the heel in. One more breath. Exhale, take the hands back shoulder width, tuck the left toes under and move the foot up the mat a little bit so we can lift this right foot up for 3-legged dog. Lift the foot high to the sky behind. Then shake all the muscles, all the ligaments, jiggle and wiggle everything from the bone. Shake it all out. Great, let's go to the other side, but have a little pedal out in your down dog first. Feet are in neutral. Stepping the feet together, back of the mat, big toes touching please. Press the ground away. Inhale, lifting left foot up, bend the left knee. Into your scorpion dog as you press the right heel down, maybe flexing the left foot or circling the ankle again. Noticing the stretch with each. Choosing our side plank or our wild thing variation. Taking left foot behind right, lifting hips, lifting heart for wild thing. Maybe in your side plank you have your right knee down, just like at the beginning of class to help you. Exhale, left hand down to the mat, pull the left knee in, and then kick the left foot out straight to the right, rock star, legs are straight, hips are lifted, lifting heart, lifting top hand. Exhale, right hand down, pull the right knee into the chest, take it to the left upper arm, lower arm, and then down to the ground for pigeon. Lengthening the right foot back, tuck the toes under and then straighten the foot to check that that leg is straight behind you. Take the hands wide onto your fingertips, knuckles bending forwards again. Lengthen, lift up. Exhale, we bow down. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to bow, lifting lower belly. Once more, inhale to rise, align tailbone and hips. Exhale to lower all the way down now. Maybe forearms or hands extended, reaching to the fingertips. Soften the shoulders and the back of the neck. Soften your jaw. Soften your face. Letting everything go to the ground. Maybe having a sigh. And taking one more breath, please. Then inhale, lifting up a little bit so the right arm can thread under the left to thread the needle. Left hand over the head and staying there, or the left arm wrapping around the body to the right hip, or to find the foot underneath again. Peeling back this left shoulder, leveling the hips, soften your face, your jaw, relaxing down. Feel the left glute and the piriformis to the center. One more breath, easing this left shoulder back. And then exhale, coming up, pressing hands to shoulder width again. Tuck the right toes under, move the right foot up the mat. Turn the toes, lift the left leg to three-legged dog. Shaking out all the flesh, all the ligaments and muscles from the bone again. And then pressing both feet down, have a little pedal. Let's walk the hands to the back of the mat now, walking all the way to the back. As you exhale, forward fold over the legs. Inhale, let's lift up to the top, reaching the hands overhead. Interlace the fingers, index finger pointing up, maybe coming up onto your toes again, stretching long and narrow, lifting up the heels a bit more onto your toes, and then exhale, lowering down. Let's do a few balances now, and then we'll sit down and get some relaxing stretches before Shavasana. Okay, great. So feet hip distance apart, grounding through the big toes, little toes, inner and outer corners of the feet like we usually do for our four corners of our feet. Let's take Tree Vipassana first. So the left ankle, sorry, the left heel goes up to the right ankle, knee out to the side, or to the inner calf, or to the inner thigh. Check in with the foot is above or below the knee, and hands to your heart when you're ready. Gaze is focused forwards on one point, zipping up through your core. Lengthen, lifting up the hands overhead. Maybe as a variation, interlacing the fingers, index finger pointing up, going up like an arrow again. Lengthen, lift up through the heart. Exhale, hands out, branching wide to the sides. Taking Gaya Mudra, index finger and thumb touching, bending the elbows and lifting heart. Feel into your core again, one more breath. You can touch down, or for extra challenge, take the hands behind, interlace the fingers, move the shoulder blades towards each other, lift heart and maybe lift gaze, looking up, lift shin. Exhale, we'll let go, stepping this left foot behind the right, take hands overhead, take the left wrist with the right hand and both hands over to your right. Feel this nice stretch through, maybe bending the knees to encourage more stretch if you like. And then coming back to center. We're now going to take this left ankle on top of the right knee, bend the right knee, flex the left foot, your flying eagle. Take the hands wide, sitting back like a chair into our chair pose, and pigeon with tree all together. Softening the shoulders and the neck. Flexing this foot will work on the ligaments of your ankle, the connective tissue to the knee and the hip. Lifting core, one more breath. And then slowly coming up. Great, let's shake that out and go to the other side. Firming the feet down again, hip distance apart. Spreading the toes, check in with the four corners. Again, let's take tree. Now with the right foot, right ankle up to the left inner seam of the leg, wherever that is for you. Again, above or below the knee. Taking hands to your heart, zip up your core. Send the knee out to the side a bit, lifting through glutes. Check with your gaze is focused and then lifting hands up. Interlace the fingers, index finger up to the sky as your variation, lengthening, lifting up through the core. Exhale, hands out to the sides, branching out with blossom. Feel the Gaya Mudra, index finger and thumb touching, elbows soften and bend to soften the shoulders, lift heart. Interlacing the fingers the opposite way now, opposite grip behind the back. Press the shoulder blades together, lift up through core. Maybe lift chin and gaze as well, but not overreaching with the neck and the jaw. Zip up through core, taking the right outer ankle on top of the left knee. Sitting back when you're ready. Feeling into your gaze, your drishti again to balance you. Lift up, flex the core, and flex the foot. Lift through your core. Hands are wide, flying over the world, eagle. And then slowly coming up. Well done. Have a little shake out. Let's shake our fingers, shake our legs, shake it all out. Maybe shake the hands up, a bit crazy, and shake the hands down. Great. Let's take it onto our seat now, sitting down. Oh, it's 10-2. And we'll take one forward fold, and then we'll lie down and do some nice back stretches, finishing with bridge or shoulder stand. Flex the feet forward, have the feet a little bit wider apart than really close together. So they're about hip distance apart and feet are flexed. Move any glute flesh from the sides to make it comfortable and to be aligned sitting on your sit bones. Inhale, reach the hands over the head. Exhale, hover halfway, lifting through lower belly and pelvic floor. Inhale, reach the hands further forwards. And exhale, soften down to your forward fold. Hands can be to the sides of the legs, to the feet, or first two fingers and thumbs to the big toes. The hands are to the feet, maybe interlacing the hands past the feet, or just staying where it's comfy, where you can bend the elbows slightly and soften the shoulders back. Hearts forward, easing through the back of the neck and the shoulders again, remembering that point in our body as we soften. With an inhale, lengthen the heart over the leg. Exhale, pull up through your pelvic core and lower belly, drawing in. Inhale to lengthen forwards. Exhale to soften down, engaging your core. One more breath. Inhale to lengthen forwards, looking to toes. And exhale to lower down, softening shoulders, face and jaw. Inhale, coming up to the top. Let's take the counter pose, hands behind, fingertips facing the hips or facing the back of the mat. Feet hip distance apart and parallel. Start to press the ground away when you're ready, lifting the hips up, looking down the body. Firm the hands and the feet. Keep the gaze level with the body or looking up to the sky. Take the weight to the toes a bit more, lifting up through the inner arches, the inner seams of the legs, lifting glutes, lifting hearts. Sense the front of the thighs and the front of the body as well. And then slowly lowering down to the ground. Let's take our feet wide. So they're wide off the mat. They can be a lot wider or just off the mat. Take a V. We'll interlace the fingers, index finger pointing forwards, and just have a nice circling motion to ease our hips, our shoulders, and stretch over the legs this way. Circling this way, and then we'll go the opposite way. So change your direction of your circle all the way around the opposite way, please. Now moving to your right side, the right forearm over the right shin. Take the left hand to left hip. Ease over this right leg diagonally so the right shoulder is lowering over the thigh. Maybe the left hand can reach over and a diagonal to stretch through this left side. And then the left hand sweeps around the back to the back of the right hip perhaps, or you can take it back to the hip, the hand on the hip if it's a bit too much of a stretch for you with the hand behind the back. One more breath. Inhale, coming up to center. We'll go to the other side, left forearm to left shin. Right hand on right hip, easing this left shoulder over the thigh. Inhale, reach the right hand up and over the head, a big diagonal. Or wrapping this arm around the back to make it a bit harder, or the hand returning to the hip. Ease your neck and just let your head hang. Soften the shoulders, maybe close your eyes. Hand back to the hip and then coming up to the top. Take the hands to the outer knees and draw them in. Take the hips and the feet forward to the top of the mat. Feet are parallel, hip distance apart. With an inhale, reach the hands forward. As you exhale, start to lower down through your core like we usually do. Drawing up through pelvic floor, lower belly as you lower. Soften the shoulders, the neck and the head. Inhale, reach the hands overhead to the fingertips, and then exhale, take the hands to the sides of the hips. Moving the feet in towards the hips. Let's take pelvic lifts. With an inhale, lift the pelvis off the ground. Exhale, stay there. And then either have an extra inhale with the hands moving over the head, floating bridge, or you can lower down with the hands to the sides. As you lower, exhale, taking the spine all the way carefully to the ground. And inhale, the hands lower back to the sides of the hips. Continuing with that, or your normal pelvic lifts. Exhale to lift up. Inhale, the hands over the head for floating bridge. Exhale, lowering down through the spine. And inhale, the hands return back to the hips. Taking one more round, either with your pelvic lift, simply lifting the hips and lowering, or the hands over the head in your bridge, floating bridge, next to shoulders and feet, and then lowering through the back, through the spine, each vertebra down to the mat, hands back to the sides of the hips. Drawing the feet a little bit closer in, let's lift up for bridge one more time. This time staying for 3 or 5 breaths, lifting the hips, firming the feet down. Feel the front of the thighs, the front of the body. Hands can be to the mat or interlaced with the fingers underneath, pressing the upper arms towards each other, walking up a bit taller. You can stay with the feet flat or lift the heels up. So we're activating the glutes and the leg line, the back a bit more. Maybe you can press the heels down and lift them up 3 times. And when you're ready, either lowering down or staying up for an extra challenge. Let's walk the feet a little bit closer towards each other so they're in a hip distance apart, not too close. And then lifting one foot up to the sky when you're ready. Exhale, take that foot down, bending the other knee in, lifting that other foot up to the sky. Going one more time each side if you like, or lowering when you're ready, lowering to the mat. When we're ready to lower, let's sway the knees from side to side. Keep them a bit wider than hip distance apart now. Sway them one way and then the other. The next time that they move over to the right side, pause there with the knees over to the right. Notice your right foot under the left knee and then pick the right foot on top of the left side of knee, side of thigh area. So we get this nice soft stretch across our hip to our thigh and our ribs. Feel the nice thigh stretch there, softening the shoulders, the face. And then lowering the foot down, keep them wide, sway the knees from side to side a few times. And we'll take the knees over to the left, pausing there, left foot on top of outer right knee, thigh area, and breathing through the stretch on this side. Soften the shoulders, feel the stretch through the thigh, this front of hip to the ribs, the lower back. Taking the foot down to the ground, sway the knees either side again. And now your choice, you can just rest in happy baby, drawing the knees into towards the shoulders. Hands can be on the thighs, the calves, or first 2 fingers and thumbs to the big toes. Or if you like, shoulder stand at the end of your practice, like we often do. Please feel free to take shoulder stand. If you like the restorative version, just hands under your hips and feet to the sky as waterfall. Shoulder stand, everyone, up to your feet, pressing to the toes, maybe circling the ankles, doing any leg variations you like with the legs wide. Going through plow if you like, and then we'll meet in happy baby, so everybody ending in happy baby. I'll take fish together and then Havashavasana. One more breath where you are. And then coming back to happy baby, having a sway from side to side. Taking your feet now to the ground. Put the hands underneath the glutes, firm the palms down, cross the thumbs. Feet then extend to the top of the mat, straight legs. Point or flex the feet and come up onto your elbows. Look down to the toes, wriggle the elbows in underneath you. Lift your chest, take the head back for fish. 3 big breaths across your lungs, across your throat, your thyroid metabolism, just like in shoulder stand. Feel the breath across the heart, expanding, stretching your core, your spine. One more breath, please. And then tucking the head down, chin into the chest. Drop onto the feet again, bend the knees and have the feet parallel. Take the hands interlaced behind the head, just like we started. We'll take the chin towards the chest. Look down to your thighs. Feel your core activated. And then lower down with the hands to the sides. Let's just look over one shoulder, turning the head. And then look over at the other shoulder, turning the head. Coming back to neutral, taking your knees over to the right. You can stack the knees or have them slightly apart, or wrap that left leg around the right like we often do. Left hand away from the body, shoulder height. Maybe the elbow is bent and the hand is near the head line, in line with the head, with the palm turned up, gazing to the left for your spinal twist. Then slowly coming back to center, moving the knees all the way over to the left, doing the same on this side. Either the right arm is straight or the elbows bent, palm turned up, gazing to the right. Coming back to center, we're ready for Shavasana. Getting into your most comfortable relaxation posture for you. Putting on some clothes if you like, and it's just past 11. It's 2 minutes past 11, so I wanted to let you know I've just overrun a tiny bit. If anybody needs to go, I understand, but try to rest and not rush around after your practice. As we rest in stillness, soaking all this in to every cell of our internal body, all the muscles, all the bones, all the connective tissue. As you relax through the whole of you, softening your face, imagining light shimmering through as it is, across the scalp of your head, and this light shimmering across your face. Relaxing the back of your eyes, relaxing your jaw, relaxing down through your throat and your neck, relaxing through your body. This light swirling around all your internal organs, Relaxing down through your arms, your hands, fingers and thumbs. And this light glowing over the palms of your hands. Shimmering this light all the way through you. Down to your legs, your feet. And the soles of your feet. This light across your toes. And relaxing all the way through as this light radiates and illuminates through trillions of cells. With an inhale, this light expanding. And as you exhale, this light glowing within. Moving your awareness to your heart as you breathe deep across your heart, refreshing. And taking those 3 breaths around your heart to your throat again, like we did at the beginning of class, with an inhale from the front of your heart to your throat. And exhale down the back of your throat to the back of your heart. Creating this circle with your breath, cleansing and clearing. From your heart center, sending love and peace out to the world. Beaming this love and peace across the world to all, to your family and friends. And with thanks and gratitude, sealing this in, as you start to wake again for your day. Wriggling fingers and toes and having a stretch when you're ready, circling your wrists and ankles. And stretching along or hugging the knees in or both. You turn to your side for a few breaths. And come to seated when you're ready with your hands to your heart center. Read a passage from The Way of Grace by Miranda McPherson. It's a really nice book if you want to get it, The Way of Grace. In this passage, recognizing that you exist within the ground of grace makes it truly possible to let the density of your ego's fear, control, and judgment melt. Entering into a receptive state of grace awakens you to shower subtle blessings that are always available to nourish, refine, and uplift your consciousness. Yielding to the living presence beyond your familiar identity dissolves the forces that keep you unnecessarily bound. Each dimension of grace emerges, and a holographic unfolding of your true nature arises. Consider the possibility that your body, mind, heart, and every part of your human vessel is much more than it seems. Great. As we take our hands to our hearts, blessing each other, bowing to our hearts and bowing to each other. Namaste.